momentum is back in our favor. We're at 2-4, 2-4-1 here. Okay, block. Now we're in. Lacy does a great job of being disciplined there, hitting 2 blocks versus trying to. It's tricky for her to try to punch. Now, if she takes this punch cross, kind of like what Jessie did earlier, if she takes this, I'm gonna slow it down here. If she takes this one cross and maybe looks to be aggressive, she may be able to win that hands battle. But in order for her to take it cross, she kind of has to take it late. It's easier to take that ball line than it is cross. And it'd be difficult for her to try to beat Gabe head to head when Gabe's on the line. Gabe has better court position and Lacy's kind of vulnerable in transition there. So Lacy does a great job just being disciplined, blocking, getting that down. Now the point's at neutral. Okay. Jessie's one of the better right side players, does a great job there of hitting those linear slicing forehand dinks cross, kind of pushes Lacy back. Lacy tries to reset line, ends up making a mistake. Now we're at 2-4-2. Got a little freebie there like that. In this game, there's been a handful of points won by driving cross court and just causing a little confusion with both players. And not so much driving cross court, more so kind of driving cross court, but inside foot. And I would say that's a common place where high level players are driving to. Same thing, inside foot. Okay, silly by me, just trying to overpress. I think I was trying to overpress because we were losing a handful of points at the kitchen line, and I think Jessie was doing a pretty good job of kind of beating Lacy in that cross court battle. Obviously, still that doesn't matter. I shouldn't be trying to overpress. Got a little freebie there. Gabe tried to close, ended up missing his backhand poke line. Girls are grinding cross court. Lacy does a good job of moving the ball around. What a point. What a point. Lacy and I were both there on the middle ball. Let's watch this again. So Jessie's kind of in her common position here, playing good defense in transition, taking her time, does a great job there. Lacy's leaning, using topspin out of the air. Goes more inside foot, resets the Gabe, pops it up, hits a little inside out block. Don't think that was on purpose, but she was just looking to block and try to get it down. Gabe looks to speed here. Not gonna lie, anytime Gabe puts that other hand or puts his left hand on the paddle, usually he never dinks from there. He's always speeding. So kind of a common thing. If you have a two-handed backhand and you're not using your two-hander to dink with, it's kind of a dead giveaway. So I think, add in the same look, show that same disguise by, building the point up with some two-handed backhand dinks that can lead to a two-handed backhand speed up. And 2 paddles ready for a counter in the middle is much better than none. I will tell you what. Lisa and I are both there. I think she was the one that got it. Got herself a little fired up. Good energy at this point of the match honestly goes a long ways. Got herself a great point taking place here cross. Okay, probably a little baity. Lacy was a little overextended there. Maybe she should have let that one bounce. Also too, just some of the technique. If you're going to take that out of the air and you're overextended and you're trying to add spin, you really need to focus on climbing that imaginary wall, just kind of kissing and like massaging the back 10% of the ball. But I think Lacy was trying to push more versus lift. I personally don't like to add lots of spin when I'm overextended taking dinks out of the air. If I'm comfortable, if I have some bend in my arm, then I can maneuver the ball a bit more, or I can add more spin. But I'm definitely more of a fan of if I get overextended, just going a little simpler with the dink and I guess trying not to create or add so much spin. Nothing wrong also too with just taking a step back there. Okay, 3-5-2. We need to get some points on the board here. Okay, inside foot, inside foot, inside foot. These patterns are pretty simple. There we go. There's a nice little lob by me. Come on. Not gonna lie, I kind of went against what I just said there. I was very overextended on this dink here and threw up a lob, kind of a prayer. Ended up finding the back line. Yeah, dang it. So tried to use a little shake and bake. Tried to get, tried to drive at Jessie as she was coming forward. Jessie does a good job of getting the forehand, or I guess sliding and finding space on the forehand. If you take a look here, Jessie moves to her left in a very efficient manner. Moves to her left, finds a little space, was able to use that high five volley, get it down. Lacy's being a little overzealous and kind of sets it up for Gabe there. Better play would have been Lacy slowing down, turning that backhand roll speed up into just a block, getting us up and established. I think Lacy and I, at this point of the match, are starting to win some more points at the kitchen line. So we got to trust, just playing high percentage and kind of playing by the book and not being overly aggressive, because now we have kind of found some spots that work as far as the dinking patterns. Get myself active there, take a nice little fourth. Like it, okay? Some of the best men in mixed, I'm not gonna lie. Anytime their opponents are driving towards their females inside foot, usually females are on the right. A good portion of those top level men are all sliding over, kind of like they're playing singles. They're sliding over and they're taking that ball in the middle. Get there. That's it, Lace. That's it, baby. So those are two big plays of me just being extra big in the middle, putting a ton of pressure there, making the kitchen look small, making the court look small. And obviously, if I can do things like that, we can get quicker side outs, put some more pressure on our opponents, and definitely takes the monkey off of our back, so we can breathe a bit more and just play a bit more free. Free pickleball is when you find your best stuff. Oh, Lacy, come on. Okay, the tables are turning here. Lacy's starting to win those cross-court battles. Love to see it. Obviously, I'm on her side of the court. I think she's just she's hitting better spots with her dinks. She's dinking a bit more aggressively. It's a little deeper in the kitchen. She's now kind of hitting more linear or pressurized dinks, where Jessie's hitting more lift. Beautiful block. Got us back on the point. Okay. That was one of the few speed ups where I took a ball from the middle out of the air, went at Tardio. Usually it's been going back cross court at Jessie. So that little surprise factor definitely led to a pop up. And we love seeing that. Anytime I can beat Gabe head to head, it's always a damn good day. Oh, missed it. But yeah, Lacy's topspin forehand dink honestly is kind of turning the match around here. Jessie could be getting a little tight as well. Okay, pops up a dink there. So as we all know, dinking up the line, there's less distance, higher part of the net, smaller window to go to. So it just seemed like the overall distance on this dink was similar to Lacy kind of hitting a forehand dink cross court and it getting put in a very good spot. Well, if you use that same technique and that same, I guess, distance management as you're going line, it's going to get popped up a little bit. So as you're going line, if I'm adding topspin, I feel like I'm kind of kissing like the back 5% of the ball. If I'm going cross, I can hit like the back quarter of the ball. I can go through it a bit more. Obviously, lower part of the net, there's more distance to work with. So just general technique when you're adding spin up the line, it's a bit more feely touchy, and I would say it's a bit more abbreviated. Lacy just told me there she would never pop up a dink again in this match. I was happy to hear that. Okay, drive. That's called baking off your own shake, baby. We shake it and we bake it. Big point there. 8-5 versus 7-5 and being able to get some free kind of cheap points. Not gonna lie, definitely just allows us to play more free, take some pressure off us. Drive drop combo. Now we're in. Same sort of formula here. Okay, all right. Lacy made a little unforced error there. But we're in a very good spot. Made a nice little run. Now we're winning a ton of points from the kitchen line, and we are up 8-5. Game 4 here.